y'all gotta forgive me just a second. Like I say, I switched everything up, and so some of the stuff is still a little out of there. But man, welcome to the Den. If you're not familiar with the Den is the best conversation on the internet. Had to go live early today, man. Had to go live early today. We have to have a discussion about what the fuck is really going on. Let me fix this, because the fucking boxes are weird. Everything's strange. All right, let's hopefully we get it ready by tonight and all that good stuff. So first and foremost, welcome to the Den. I'm gonna run down the little intro, our little intro spiel as usual. But so, and here's my thing, man. First, I don't want to sound like a hater, because I don't want nobody to ever go to jail. I didn't think he was gonna go to jail anyway, but we just gotta talk about this whole situation, and it's just it's crazy, man. It's real crazy. But again, welcome to the Den. Let's get to the propers in, for anybody to come watch this later. Oh shit, I guess gotta put it where it's at. Fuck all that. I've said all that up later. I'm just gonna switch the shit around. Anyway, I'm your host at Honcho. I'm proud to be your host. Thank you for letting me be your host this afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you, whenever you watch this. Jussie Smollett, charges dropped. Make sure you follow the Den Show on Instagram and Twitter at Den Show Live. And so I have questions. I mean, we know what happened, we know what the outcome is, but I have questions. And I'm gonna be honest, I still don't necessarily think that he didn't do it. There's a lot of reasons why charges can get dropped. Okay? A lot of reasons why charges, like it sound muffled. Okay, let me see what we got going on. And how about now? Does that sound a little bit better? Or is it still we still kind of muffled there? Let me know. Let me know what we got. So I switched it up and changed some stuff up, so it's probably picking up a lot more of my environment, more so than just a voice, because I've been trying to organize, change positions, because I've been trying to get the mic out of there, just trying to change a bunch of stuff up. So if it's picking up more ambient sounds and stuff like that, just let me know. I can change some things up. But man, let me tell you. Now, I don't know if it was lack of evidence. I don't know if it was procedure, because sometimes you can heard motherfuckers getting their cases dropped because they didn't get read their Miranda rights. So sometimes it could be how the case was handled. But I just think it's a lot of interesting things. Old gal, what's her name? Kim Fox was supposed to recuse herself, but can't hear anything. Okay, cool. Yeah, but we're going to get into it. But the thing about it, like I say though, is super crazy, because I don't know. I don't put anything past anybody. You feel me? And what I mean by that is, gal, right, supposed to be the Attorney General, whatever, Kim Fox. She recused herself because there were some little dealings going on. But they were reaching out to her before all the stuff happened. Before the cops really, got on with the investigation. And so even though she recused herself, I wouldn't be surprised if she still had some hands in some things. I know the lawyer mentioned about handling the case in the media. But my thing is, I don't think that they would have went on with the case if they did not have... I don't think he's innocent, though. I really don't think he's innocent. I'm going to tell you why. But I think that they had something. Otherwise, I don't think they would have been as aggressive as they were with the 16 felony charges. So I think that something else is going on behind the scenes, because people say, "Oh, the Chicago police dropped." The Chicago police did not drop it. You got to understand how the legal system works. If you ain't never been caught up in that bitch, and if you haven't, good for you. The police, people, you can file a police report. They'll arrest you. Charges get filed. Once the police are done with you, you're now in the court system. Unless you're still in jail, then you're dealing with whatever else. But once you make bail and all of this stuff, now you're dealing with the court system. It's out of the police's hands, because otherwise, if it was up to the police, everybody would be guilty, and it would be a whole different situation. But it's up to the court system, whether you're You're guilty or innocent. So the police did not drop the charges. The state dropped the charges. And again, I don't know how outside of Chicago, I don't know how the rest of Illinois is. I don't even know if it's like I say a red or blue state. I don't really give a damn that much about the politics. But I'm still confused, man. I'm still confused, and I'm still curious about the federal aspect of it, because the state situation is one thing, but the federal aspect with the mail and the letter is a different thing. So again, I have questions, and so I took some notes. I watched the little interview. I listened to his little statements or whatever. But I don't think he's innocent. I think he may have beaten this case. You know, people beat cases all the time. You know they ain't fucking innocent. They just beat the case. You know, Lady Liz, you know you think you know you on Team Jussie. But let's talk about it. Okay, so I talked about, you know, that the Chicago PD did not drop the charges. The state did. I'm curious about Kim Foxx, you know, because those text exchanges that took place before any charges were ever pressed against Jussie. You know, the family, they had a personal connection. They were reaching out to her, all those things like that. And so I questioned that whole exchange. Again, she said she recused herself, but I don't believe she recused herself at all. And so I think, you know, if she's, you know, holding that power in that office, she's got her fingers in some other stuff. And I'm sure she was able to work and twerk some things so that it worked out. He got the charges dropped because they said because he was such a pillar in the community, more so to say, I guess. Who gives a shit about that? Like, if you're doing dirt and you fucking up, I mean, your community status, that type of shit doesn't. I don't even know we got these on right now. We might take some calls here in a minute. We'll see. We'll see how y'all feel. We might take some calls. But this community status shit is bullshit. Goddamn, I'm dark than a motherfucker. So I gotta adjust all my settings and shit. I'm way back in the shadows and shit, looking like a fucking shadow warrior. My arms all cut off. Look at this. My fucking shit don't want to sit. I got bullshit. I still gotta figure out what's going on. But anyway, so my thing about it, like I said, is you can beat the system depending on how, you know, cases go. I just can't. I don't feel like he's innocent. But if you beat the case, say no charges on him, they expunged it, whatever. It is what it is. But they're talking about his work in the community is why the charges were dropped and things like that, because nobody ever said that there was a lack of evidence. I still find it very interesting because the lawyer mentioned the people who got the two Nigerian brothers. Well, they were the ones that attacked him. So they're admitting to the Nigerians are the ones that attacked him. But where did MAGA, where did all this other stuff come from? You know, again, like I say, it's really hard to believe. Kept fading away, I feel like it's happening. But it's really hard to believe, you know what I'm saying, like, that this really happened. We've talked about political benefactors. We've talked about, are there some people behind the scenes that have their hands and stuff? A lot of us have mentioned, you know, Kamala. We were having this discussion. A lot of us have mentioned your boy Booker and his shenanigans. So were there political implications in this situation? Quite possibly. I think it's very interesting how this played out. Chicago police, they bring these charges, 16 felony counts. You would have to think they had something strong to hold against him. But obviously, somebody else, somewhere else felt differently. And now we have what we've had today. Let's see. They're talking about how the case could have been handled. There could have been some flaws in the case that made them feel like, okay, well, we don't want to go forward with it. Could be connections. We talked about political connection. We talked about, you know, Kim Foxx. We talked about those things. And again, I just don't see how they would have brought that many charges if they didn't believe they had a strong case on them. You know, and I know people talking about, oh, you know, privilege, right? This is why I say it's not about white privilege, not about black privilege. It's about wealth privilege. It's about that money privilege. And Jussie's not rich, but he's had some people behind him who need him to be in a certain position. And I'm sure they're more than willing to put some money in it. You know what I'm saying? I think that people were willing to put some money behind him to make sure. Let's see where we're at about that. To make sure that, you know, to make sure that he was in a position that they wanted him to be. So again, like I say, you know, there's some things that are going on that we will never probably know about. But I don't think that it was. I don't think that this is just cut and dry as they want to make it. But here's the problems that I have with it. Okay, and what I really look at this as, and even when it first started, something we talked about, because there was a motherfucker who did some crazy shit right after this happened, is it sets a bad precedent. It's probably not the precedent, but it sets a bad example for people who are going to go out and make these false accusations. There's no repercussions. We saw the guy, I don't think he was gay, I forgot what his situation was. But we saw a guy not too long after that set his house on fire and said that it was some hate crime or something, but he did it to himself. We've seen Case in the back in the day when Trump first was running, and the church where they said they wrote Trump, but it was a church member that did it. It continues to happen over and over again that you can play the victim, you can play to people's emotions, or however you want to call it, but then there are no repercussions for you. You just walk away from it. You just, oh well, I did it. Well, nothing happens. And so, to me, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Could have been some Avenatti. Avenatti, that whole situation's funny too. This motherfucker's he's with that celebrity lawyer shit, but what he got hit with the not trying to take bribes from Nike or something like that. I forgot what's the term, money laundering. I can't think of the exact term right now, but he got caught up in his shenanigans, and he's trying to be on the Trump case. He's trying to be on the R. Kelly case. He's trying to be on all this shit. And he's got all this dirt going on with his own self. So that to me, Avenatti is a funny situation. But yeah, so people who come out there, they commit these false hate crimes, these false rape accusations. Even the waiters and waitresses who do the false receipt scam. We've seen that shit so many times. And next thing you know, somebody starts a GoFundMe, and then they make their fucking year's salary in a week because they make up this false accusation, these false cases. It's crazy. We saw the one. I'm glad that one happened with the homeless guy, where they made like shit, what, $400,000, the three of them, and they were all buddies. They made the shit all up, and then got greedy and got exposed. And I'm glad that happened. But I have a question, and my question here is, what does this say about the city of Chicago? What does this say about the city of Chicago? Because we talk about, crime is running rampant in Chicago. And, from all the people, since we've had this case, who've come in and who've talked about this, we have a lot of people from Chicago who've come in and shared, information with us. And they say mainly it's the South Side, where the wild shit is, and the West Side. So there's places that they don't go. But, you talk about, we're quick to point out, there's so much corruption in the Chicago Police Department. Well, usually if there's corruption in police departments, there's usually corruption in the higher levels of politics too. So what does this say about Chicago as a whole? Chicago's a mob town. A lot of history there. Is it telling you that there's still a lot of ties, a lot of shit is going on still in the city of Chicago? So, I think that we really got to look at that. I think we really got to figure out what's going on with that whole situation. And another thing that stood out to me, that I found really odd because it just came out of nowhere. An emergency court hearing. I don't think I've ever heard of such a thing. Not in a situation like this, not, where there aren't, life-threatening issues. I've never heard of an emergency court hearing. So, he had another court date coming up, I think, in a couple of weeks. Easily could have told him, hey, then, all right, well, charges are dropped. We're not going to press charges again. This, to me, reeks of celebrity connections, privilege, whatever you want to call it, ties within the political parties of Chicago. That's what happened. Because the more you think about it, you say in my city, the police refer to them as a paramilitary organization. Oh, that's terrible. And so, like I said, it's crazy. It's really, really crazy, and it's really questionable, everything that's happening. And shout out to everybody who joined. Again, usually I shout everybody out, but like I said, I'm still a little off. Hopefully I should have everything in order by tonight, because I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the fuck is going on with the camera still looking a little crazy. Everything else is not an issue, but the camera still has me in a box, and that shit is weird. It's fucking annoying. But my thing is, though, you said the most hated cops in America. Probably LAPD. I just saw a thing where they were like setting up Uber drivers or some shit like that. You know, some shit like this. It's some crazy stuff. HPD is interesting. HPD is probably worse in the last few years, but that shit, it wasn't even with black folks. It was they killed them 2 people because that dude said he had a confidential informant, and he didn't. So he didn't even go through proper procedure. He said that they were selling dope. They weren't even selling dope. And those people end up losing their lives behind that. So I think that's probably the worst situation they've had in a few years. I know they had some other stuff a while back, but we'll get into that. We'll discuss all that, you know, at a later time. But I just want to figure out how. No normal person gets this treatment. R. Kelly can't even get this kind of treatment in Chicago. He ain't even making no money. He can't even get his child support reduced. You know what I'm saying? Like, my thing is, what is really going on? You've got an emergency hearing when you got to go back to court anyway. They could either told you, hey, we're going to drop the charges. Like, emergency court case. That means, hey, we're going to call you up. Hey, man, look, we can pull some strings for you, man. Don't even worry about it. Don't even trip. We got you. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna hook you up with everything you need, man. Already, Rebecca, appreciate it. So, again, man, goddamn. But, you know, let me see here. Y'all, I could open up the line. Y'all, let me see. We could open up the line. I don't know how y'all feel about this. Give me just a second. We'll open up the line, man. You know, we're gonna go live. We're gonna open up the Denline. Why not? Why not? I ain't all the way prepared, but hey, fuck it. We're gonna wing it. We're gonna get it right. Let's get this Denline opened up, man. I think there's going to be some backlash from this one. I think there will be some backlash from this one. The reason why I say I feel like there's going to be some backlash from this one, it's just something doesn't seem right to me. And again, like I said, I don't give a fuck about Trump. I don't give a fuck about Bill, Obama, Bush, any of them. I don't give a fuck about any politician because I think they're all corrupt. I think they're all a bunch of shit bags. But for the people who are really tied into it, and there are people who care a whole lot that are very passionate about the politics, the politicians, and, you know, because they feel like, you know, these people are representatives of them. And so when somebody is saying something about, you know, these particular politicians, you know, he said it was guys in MAGA hats and they were white guys and they were this. And a lot of different things came out. I think that is what impacted a lot of the stuff. And while we do that, let's try to get these other things fixed while I'm doing that. So we're going to open the Denline, man. Hey, if y'all want to call in, if y'all got something y'all want to say, I'm not sure. Like I said, we'll work it all out. And we're going to talk about it, man. I mean, we this is something that needs to be discussed. All right, here we go. All right, there we go. All right, that's in order. So I want to know how y'all feel, man. I want to know what y'all thinking. I want to know what's on your mind as far as this situation. All right, hold on one second. Make sure I got everything. Pop over here. All right, what's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling into the den this evening? Ready, hold on one second. Let me make sure I got you out of here, right? I don't want to hit you with the Roman. All right, there you go. You good. So how you feeling about this situation, Wingman? What stands out the most to you from this whole ordeal, especially as long as it's been going on?
Until you just broke the shit. I mean, come on, bro. I mean, if it's a duck, it quack like a duck, it look like a duck. It's a fucking duck, bro. Let's just be real. It's motherfuckers behind the scenes who fuck with this boy, and the fact that he's with political people that they can't allow this man to go. It's just like, okay, T.I. think he was gonna come to motherfucking Houston and come to Cloverland and whoop little flip and charge little flip over. Motherfuckers, the citizens of fucking Cloverland ain't going for that.
Yeah.
Nigga, they will beat this nigga ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He can show up to U of H, throw his little concert in the parking lot, no 5, and act like ain't nothing happened, but motherfuckers know what really went down. And it's the same thing when it comes to Jussie, bro. One hand washes the other. You know what I'm saying? I mean, don't think he ain't put no neck work in. Trust me, he old. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't think that boy ain't put it down like KK or motherfucking Tiana Trump out here. That boy going to work. You know what I'm saying? He got a lot. He got some miles to beat.
Really, hey, man.
Hey,
he's gonna be doing. Look, he's gonna be doing it one way or the other, either in prison or on the outside. So shit.
Yeah, exactly, bro. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, I mean, it's just like you're saying. The only thing that could really hang him, bro, is the whole mail situation. I think if they would have put the case and focus clearly on that and find out where that letter was traced to, who sent it, where it was sent from, you could get an ideal picture of how this whole situation was orchestrated, blown up in the media, and you were gonna put now true enough, ain't nobody really get hurt. You know what I'm saying? He got a little cut under his eye and shit, a little bruised. But I mean, bro, that shit healed up in a week. You know what I'm saying? Not even that, because he wasn't even lumped up like that. The niggas didn't even do a good job. If you was gonna beat his ass, beat the brakes off of him. Had his face been blue, black, purple, it'd have been more believable. But because he wasn't even good at staging his own shit and he's a fucking actor, he's not even that good. You know, I seen somebody say that the nigga was going to be legendary after this. Legendary after what? Nigga, he couldn't even fake this performance. You know what I'm saying? He just happened to be around the right people who could make shit happen and make shit go away. So if it wasn't for that, I don't think, if it wasn't for that, bro, then this case don't go anywhere. I mean, some people I was on board with saying, man, go ahead and make sure you charge that man. And it's not really because of any other shit. And I'm not trying to kill, because I've seen some people say, oh, because you know, certain people have done shit to our people and this and that. No, I agree with that too. And motherfuckers got to suffer the consequences above the board. I'm not going to hold one person to the fire and not hold somebody else when they do some stupid shit. Yeah. And this motherfucker out here is clearly an attention whore. You know what I'm saying? Who was afraid that his career was going to be dwindled down because he know motherfuckers ain't checking for him in Hollywood like that. You know what I'm saying? So, what you was going to say?
Now, I was going to ask you about that, basically, about being in Hollywood. Do you think this now helps or hurts his career? Because those people who were, you know, confident in supporting him, you know, they going to double down on it now if they ain't going to triple down. So do you think that's going to boost his career?
People like, man, you know people like Lady Licious and people like that. Yeah, I'm calling you out, Lady Licious. You know what I'm saying? She gonna steal because she never believed this shit from the get-go. You know, it ain't nothing personal. We just have fun in the den, you know what I'm saying? But, like, it's people like her and many others, you know what I'm saying? Just like all of the victims, all these motherfuckers out here who putting up real money to bail out R. Kelly, bro. Fandom is going to supersede logic, and so many people are not going to want to look at the facts in the case. Motherfuckers will walk in and see this motherfucker doing the crime and will still turn away because they just that much of a fan. They already have a perception in their mind that this person can do no wrong. And regardless, you can see the wrong, you can see all the signs, but just like she said, until it happened to you, it ain't going to happen. You know, you ain't going to believe it. You know, people going to have everything to speculate. But I'm gonna use her own logic with a situation that she shared with us in the den before, and we're gonna put it to you just like that. It's real easy for fans to look that way and to look the other way when they don't see their favorite star on Empire no more. Yeah. And that's really what it's gonna boil down to: is who do they prefer on this show? Because Empire ain't even been that good. Empire ain't been good musically and real good since the very first season. You know what I'm saying? All the gayness, I had to tune out, bro. When they started showing all the gayness, nigga, I'm a pro man. I love man. I'll never accept none of that shit. You want to live your life, cool. But as far as what somebody telling me what I am gonna understand and tell me what I should and I shouldn't respect, got me fucked up, nigga. I'm Wink. I'm gonna stand on my own, and ain't nobody gonna change my mind on no shit that I don't fuck with. You know what I'm saying? No, that's your life, not mine. Yeah. Fuck you if you trying to pass it on to me or trying to sell me that, hey, you should teach a kid, nigga. Fuck you with fuck you with everything in your soul, nigga. Just go away. Straight up, stand on your own feet. Nigga, I'm not here to be popular. I'm here to be myself.
Yeah, straight up. Straight up. So that's wild though, man. Like I said, this was definitely unexpected. I don't think, anybody saw it coming except for, people pulling the strings behind the scenes.
Man, come on, bro.
I thought, like I said,
it's the way the game goes.
Yeah, I didn't think he was gonna get honestly. Like I said, I didn't think he was gonna get no jail time. I figured, they hit him with some probation or some shit.
Right.
But just to have the whole charges drop, and that's why I say, man, it's just it's something too suspect. Because even if you sitting here and they say that the laws is crooked or whatever else, and this is not, I'm not gonna sit here and act like every lawman is straight up, and I'm not gonna act like everyone's crooked. But there's been plenty of cases we've seen a lot of crazy shit, a lot of crazy people in the police departments. But
I don't even think. I think the fact that honestly, bro, I want to say it, even though some people may be thinking it, but just ain't said it. I'm gonna be the first one to say it, bro. It may be only because he may not be getting convicted only because he's a homosexual. He got them people behind him.
Yeah.
He got them people behind him, bro. Bro, they coming in packs, bro. They bullying the shit out of dudes. I'm just gonna say it. It's because he got them people behind him who making moves out here.
Yeah, and then you see old buddy, the other one, who is it, that the older white guy, he can have 2 or 3 gay dudes die in his house and ain't nothing ever happened to him, the Democrat. But hey,
exactly, bro.
I mean, his deal, man. When you out, I appreciate the call, man. We got a couple other calls coming. We're gonna take some more calls, but I appreciate your input, man.
Oh yeah, no problem. All right.
Shout out to Wink, man, holding it down. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in on the Denline this evening or this afternoon? Hello.
Hello?
Yes. Who we got calling in on the Denline this afternoon?
Yeah, this Richie. How y'all doing?
Doing good. Richie, what you want to drop in the den this afternoon, Richie?
I see y'all talking about the Jussie situation, and the thing is, everybody's not reading between the lines. It's a lot of people posting videos saying, yeah, I knew he was innocent, yeah, he's free, all this other stuff. The truth of the matter is, the courts never said he was innocent. The court said that we no longer are going to pursue this case because he has good standing in the community and just other BS like that.
Exactly.
So what I think happened is, we all know he's affiliated with a lot of different politicians, a lot of different high-ranking gay homosexuals in the movie industry and the entertainment industry. What I think happened was they basically said, look, it's a lot of Caucasian people who made false claims, false police reports in the past, and when it came out that they were lying, nothing happened, nothing was pursued, everything was swept under the rug. But now you're going to try to crucify this black homosexual gay guy who did the same thing a lot of these Caucasians do. So they was probably basically like, look, if y'all going to pursue them, we going to make a case to pursue all of these people who made false cases, and then it's just going to open up a huge case of worms. Because, again, like I said, they never said the guy was innocent. They just said that they no longer going to pursue it.
And I agree. And that's what I said. That's what I noticed too. And that's what nobody never spoke anything about the evidence. They never said anything about any of those other things. They mentioned the Nigerians, and the first time she mentioned the Nigerians, if y'all saw the little press conference after he came out of court, she was like no comment, or she said next question. So she skipped over them at first, and then they came back and asked another question about who was the attackers, and they were saying, oh, well, it was the Nigerians. They admitted. She was just you gotta. Sometimes it's what's the way something is said and what's not said that you got to pay attention to. And I agree. They never said nothing about that he wasn't innocent. They just said good standing in the community, which means he's connected in the community, and so that's why they're gonna drop those charges. I agree with you, Richie.
Yes, and the thing is, you again what you just said. You're 100% right. A lot of times it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And they're 100% right. It was the Nigerians. The problem is they didn't clarify whether the Nigerians attacked him in a staged attack or if they attacked him because of some real stuff. They never clarified that. They just left it open to interpretation.
Exactly. And that's what I say. That's why they trying to get in and get out, because there's still a lot of loose ends in this case. It's just, like I say, the way things went down, any reasonable person, regardless of if you in the police department, regardless of the evidence, if you just listen to Jesse's words alone, it doesn't make sense. You can count all the rest of it out. You knowing that the Nigerians were involved and listening to Jesse's words alone, and the outcome and the way that he responded and the way he looked, everything that was there's no way that man is innocent. I cannot believe it. There's no way you can sell it to me. I'm not buying it. But I agree. Like, they left too much stuff open. The way they just kind of danced around some of the top. They beat around the bush. It's too many things still going on, and we still got to find out what's happening with the letter, though.
With the what?
With the letter.
Oh, the letter don't even matter no more. This case is done. He just went to after he left that main case, the main courtroom that he was in. He went to another courtroom to sign papers. Basically, anything that this case was about, it's irrelevant at this point. They setting this guy free, and Empire, they done filming for the season, but he free to do what he want now, and the way it all depends on how he plays this from now on. If he plays it like I was innocent, they tried to do the X, Y, and Z, then he could potentially get his fan base back, and everybody who was, pretty much shitting on him, they gonna,
Yeah, no, they back. He got them back. They were just waiting. They like a lot of them didn't leave. A lot of them already had it in their mind. It is what it is, and you won't be able to tell them nothing. Like, even though you came here logically and say that they didn't say anything about him being innocent, they just said because of his standing in the community, they're not going to pursue the charge. To the fans or who are already fans, he's innocent. That's the first thing in their mind. He's innocent. They never said that, but it is what it is, though. But I agree. Like I said, they're going to come back.
To be honest, he shouldn't have never been given those charges. They shouldn't have never did him how they did him in the beginning in the first place, because if he, imagine how many people who make false police reports that nothing ever happens, period. So this guy makes a false police report and you want to crucify him in front of the world? I felt like it was a bigger agenda, and I wouldn't be surprised if the CEO at Fox, who probably played golf with the chief of police somewhere, probably reached out and was like, look, man, you're bringing too much bad publicity to this guy. It's messing with my money. It's messing with my popular show. You need to cut it out now. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
I don't know. I look at the situation a little bit different, Richie, and this is why I say that. It's because I look at it like this. There's one thing to make a false police report. There's one thing to stage a fake crime, to make accusations that you were assaulted, and then to run around the nation basically knowing that you have that leverage by being a celebrity, that you can be on TV and say, well, this happened to me. And if they didn't pursue it, or if they wouldn't have gone after it, because, they had to look into it. If somebody says, hey, I'm attacked, right? Okay, cool, I'm going to look into it. And then I see that you staged it, you did all this other extra stuff. With him being a big figure, it puts a light on the Chicago Police Department. They got to pay attention. They have to do something. So if nothing happens, they don't ever find any criminals. They can't just let it be water under the bridge. They have to do something one way or the other. So I think with him, he tried to leverage his celebrity status, his gay status, and all those things into his favor, hoping that something else would happen, but the outcome ended up switching up. So I don't think it's the same. I think when you have normal, regular people just making false reports, I think that they should be charged too. But I think the way and the details of this situation and the way that it played out and the way he handled it, going on Good Morning America and going on concerts.
Well,
doing all
you got to understand stuff. The guy is if he was a regular person and he did all this, I'd say, you know what, I agree with you 100%. He's doing the most. This guy is an actor for a living. Everything that he does on TV, all this scripted stuff, it's all fantasy. But the lines get blurred. So to some people, they probably feel like, man, he was doing the most. But he does, this is his day-to-day life. To pretend that something is something else and to do the most about it. That's what he is, the actor. Yeah. So I feel like
I can't
it's all about perspective.
I can't agree with that. He should know better than anybody. I think he thinks that he was that good of an actor that he's trying to pull the wool. Like I don't agree with going and running and using these things, because again, like I said, these aren't advantageous. Other normal people don't have it. Somebody else said, "Hey man, I got beat up in the alleyway the other day because I was whatever." Okay, cool. Well, you gonna file a police report? 9 times out of 10, that shit gonna get filed in a cabinet somewhere, and nobody's gonna care. They can't go run to use these things to make it a bigger case than what it is. Yeah, some people turn to social media, and it may catch on, it may or may not. But I think he knew what advantages he had. I think he knew what connections he had, especially politically. I find it very odd that he quote unquote almost gets lynched after this lynching bill is trying to get. I just think there's too many things, too many factors that go into it for me to justify his actions. It's just hard for me to believe that. Like I said, I don't think he's innocent, but it's hard for me to justify him, walking away scot-free on this one, because I think he used his tools, he used what he had in his advantage to make it bigger than what it was?
Well, I don't think he used. I feel like somebody used. I mean, I don't think it was him. Because look at the situation for what it is. Like, if somebody is going to court and they're getting crucified, they supposed to be, the most they can get is like, what, 64 years? And then the next week, they say that he don't got no charges. I think, honestly, when you said that it was, you know, the whole Kamala, whatever her name is, who was trying to introduce that no lynching bill, and, you know, it was just a lot of moving pieces going on behind the scenes. I feel like, you know how when they were trying to elect Barack Obama the first time around, you had Diddy running around everywhere with voter dye shirts and campaigning, and you had all these different people trying to push an agenda to elect Obama. I feel like it was the same thing. I feel like certain people got put into place to try to, you know, do their footwork in order to help an agenda. And I feel like they probably snatched Jussie up, was like, look, we want you to do X, Y, and Z for us. You're a homosexual, you're on TV, you got a big fan base, this could further our cause. And we're going to look out for you. But when it went sideways, I felt like they had to use their connections to get Jussie freed, because technically it was probably their fault why he got locked up.
Okay. I couldn't put it. I don't put nothing past anybody. But man, that's a bit Rich. Normally we have a little time, but I appreciate you calling in and sharing your thoughts, man.
Oh, no problem.
All right. Now here's my thing. This is something I said before though, and I could agree to maybe on that last aspect of it. And again, if he's the puppet, you know, there's puppet masters pulling strings behind the scene. We talked about that early on. That my fault. I apologize for your ears. That, you know, I felt like this could be employed for somebody else, that he's being used as a pawn. What's the motherfucking deal we got calling into the den this evening?
Bro, it's Wink again, bro. I had to call in after that dude just said all that shit that he just said. Bro, all that shit you just said was some motherfucking excuses. That wasn't nothing but, oh, they did this, but how come he has to foot the crime? He ain't doing this shit either. He ain't no better than them. Yeah, plenty of black people out here getting killed. Shit, I want these motherfuckers to go down more than anybody. I'm for my people too. I want these motherfuckers to burn the same way that they out here burning motherfuckers, and they doing the same shit that they doing. But this hoe ass nigga Jussie Smollett is a true fuck boy who couldn't handle the fact that his career might be over. It's the only thing he has to cling to, and he went out of his way to do a whole bunch of shit, go on interviews, and get attention because he couldn't get it on the show anymore. This just goes to show you this man can't stand on his own 2 feet, and success went to his fucking head. Success went to his head because nobody who doesn't garner or doesn't know how to do or know how to handle success would do some bullshit like this. Okay. Who the fuck, who does that? Like, for real, like, and then the whole Hollywood nigga, like, the whole Hollywood shit don't make it. My motherfuckers in Hollywood go down too. Athletes go down. All these motherfuckers with money, they not exempt. It's way harder to go ahead and put them in jail because of the cachet that they have. That I can give you if that's a part of your argument. But for you to be sitting here talking about Obama and all this bullshit that ain't got nothing to do with the conversation, come on, bro. Stick to the subject. You sound like somebody that we know that we deal with you sound like somebody else that me and Honcho know. Don't change the subject. Stay on top of the subject, because none of that had nothing to do with nothing that we were talking about just now. You got your opinion, but come on, man. You got to do better than that. And for you not to hold any man accountable for his actions, hey, what does that really say about you? That's all I got to say.
I really appreciate it, Wink. You said it rained for 40 days and 40 nights on that arc. But I'm just going to leave it at that. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all don't know what I'm talking about. But shout out to Wink for that one, man. Oh, man, but that's my deal, man. Again, like I say, you know, and he had to be with you, because I mean, you just got to look at it. This man had hate in his heart. We talk about all kind of stuff here in the den every night, live at 10 p.m. Central Time. So make sure y'all join us live. We have different discussions about all kind of stuff going on in this world. But we talked about emotional men the other day. And you can be emotional. You can be a straight emotional man. There's a lot of those, I think, nowadays. But then you got a lot of, we got a call. We'll get back to that, you know. We'll get back to that point in just a second. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening? Afternoon.
What's up? It's Lady.
You up? You sound tired. What's going on, lady?
No, I've been sick. That's why I ain't even been on. Man, shit. This weather been kicking my ass.
Don't cough on the phone. I don't want to get sick, man.
Yo. So, anywho, like, okay, I've always been the type of person to try to look in good in people first before going straight into the negative, because for one, you can't always believe what everybody says, and then two, I just kind of feel like it's got to be some kind of good in somebody, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, it bites me in the ass a lot, you know what I'm saying, because I am that type of person, very gullible, whatever as you like to call it. But with this whole Jussie situation, like, I'm baffled. Like, I just really don't know what's going on. Like, it was like I said before, it could be this, it could have been that. I was still a Jussie supporter for a long time, and and then it just got to the point where evidence was just showing, that he's lying. And even now, it's like, damn, Jussie fucked up. But at the same time, I still really don't understand what his motive is behind it. I really don't, everybody's saying because of his paycheck and blah, 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 but I really don't believe that. I can't, because like I said, he is out there. It's not 15 minutes of fame, you know what I'm saying? Because he is well known, even though not a lot of people watch Empire, but I know a lot of people that do, and I was one of those people, you know what I'm saying? So, and they got to be doing something because, it's still airing, it's still on, plus Taraji P is in there and Terrence Howard and stuff like that. I mean, all well-known actors and actresses. So, I don't know, like, I kind of, it's starting to make me feel like a lot of people was getting pulled into this story, including, the producer and Taraji P and Terrence Howard. Like, it was starting, media was starting to say, like, they had something to do with it as well. So I don't know if the police are trying to say, whatever because of that factor. You know what I'm saying? Or is it really something else that we don't know? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of times, like, like I mentioned before with the Kanika Jenkins case, it was an open and shut case, but why when so many people said it, it was something else behind it and much more than what we know, but they got, the police got a good way of hiding shit like that. I mean, the government, everything like that. And I truly, honestly believe that because of the situation that happened with my father, being in the Army. When he passed away, I heard before they came and told us what they told us when he passed away, they said that it was a couple of soldiers that had died that day, right? And then all of a sudden they switch it up and say it was just him. So even though we found out later that it was a couple of other soldiers that died, and it was just crazy. Like, I don't know. It's so weird. Like, they have a way of hiding shit if they want to hide shit, but how they going to cover this up and how they going to say, with Jussie, it's just, it baffles my mind. Like, I'm so confused. I don't know. This is crazy.
Okay. So here's my deal. So are you still going to be a supporter of Empire? Are you still going to watch Empire?
I'm going to watch Empire because I still love Taraji P. Okay, I don't care. I still love her. And Terrence Howard, I've always liked him, even though, a lot of people say that they don't because they say he's just like always the snake or the bad guy in shows and movies. But that's shows and movies, you know what I'm saying? But I like them. They ain't do nothing, I don't think. I hope not, but it's like always just getting to the point now where it's like you really just don't know. Like, it's crazy.
And so the thing that you say,
but I will watch the show.
And I try to be like that too, because I can agree with you and say, that you try to find the good in people, and it can bite you in the ass. I believe that most people genuinely think that they're doing good, but sometimes we can have distorted views of what good really is. I think most people go through their lives.
Oh yeah.
Then without the intention of saying, hey, I'm going to just do bad stuff to people today. They think that they're doing good even if they're doing bad deeds, they justify it by it's being good because they have to do this to feed their family or to take care of whatever. You know, they'll find a way to justify it. So I think most people essentially think they're doing good, and I understand trying to look for the good in people, but sometimes, you know, you just got to kind of call it what it is. And that whole, like I say, just everything around it, none of it makes sense to me. I can't buy it. You know, just because the story when it first came out just didn't make any fucking sense. And then even though now that they said they agree that the Nigerians were the attackers, so you telling me that these two big fucking motherfuckers and Jussie weak ass, that he fought them off and he did all this other shit. Like, it's just, the story doesn't make sense. I fought back and somehow I got a noose around my neck. Like, it's just too much. Like I said, I still think, but like I said, like the caller before said, hey man, look, they never said that he was innocent. That was never said. It was just his standing in the community. And I still don't understand this emergency court appearance, emergency court hearing, because none of us gonna get that. Hey, look, you got a court date, you show up on that court date and you deal with that shit. So that's why I say I feel like there's a lot of strings getting pulled in the background, and they trying to hurry up and expedite so he can, you know, move forward with, look, it's about that time of the year, you know, this time of the election
money
season.
talk.
Yeah, so they got to make sure he's ready for election season. They need to use him as a pawn in the puppet, you know.
But that's the main thing that it is. Money talks. I mean, everybody like you know, they say that he ain't have money like that, but he got money. You know, I mean, and it's been a lot of situations. I mean, shit, Whitney Houston did it. You know what I'm saying? She got pulled over for having weed. She said, "Fuck y'all, I'm Whitney, bitch," and drove the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? Like, she ain't give a fuck. Yeah. You know, so, hey, I mean, money does talk. You know, I mean, that's why when people be like, oh, white privilege, well, I mean, that don't count for everybody because I'm a broke white, and I'm talking about I don't get that privilege. So it's
you got to renew your
people
card
with money.
Yeah, so you got to go take your car down to the office and go get your card renewed. You know, your white privilege.
You know what I'm saying? Don't act like that, Honcho.
No, you don't fucking with you.
But yeah, I really don't know. I mean, it's still sad to me that somebody has to go to that extent. You know what I'm saying, to lie. But I just really don't understand the reasoning. I still don't see why. You know, so I guess maybe that's my problem on why I'm still kind of stuck in between. You know what I'm saying, on what really happened or why, you know what I'm saying, because it's still out there. Like, nobody really knows for sure what his real motive is, because I don't believe it's the money. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Like, it's crazy. That's all I can say about it. It's just fucking crazy.
Okay. Well, Miss Lady Liz, it's good hearing from you. I ain't heard from you in a while, so I hope you get better. Take you some medicine, you know, and get better. And get
oh man, I'm trying to drink me a hot toddy now.
Is that medicinally viable? I don't even know. Anyway, I don't know how that works. But do your thug thing, and hopefully you can join us in the den at 10 this evening. But it's good to hear from you.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna try. I still gotta go to work. Shit, still gotta make that money. All right, y'all. Y'all be easy.
All right, you too. Appreciate the call.
All right.
So yeah, man. So again, like I said, I haven't had a chance to really look into the letter situation, but I'm assuming that because that's a federal case, that would be federal charge. I mean, I don't know if anything has actually been, you know, filed in that aspect of it. But I mean, let's be reasonable, okay? You look at Kim Foxy. She's well known now. We can talk about people with political aspirations and connections and things like that. You know, right now is the year of everybody running for president, but you know, politicians, they think long term, they think down the line, they want to get to the highest office that they can hold. It takes a certain kind of mind to want to be a politician. And she may have some plugs, she may have some ties, because again, especially in this social media day and age and everything else that's going on with it, you know, somebody might have said, hey, look, Kim, we need this to go away. We need this swept under the rug, you know. She got one of them Hillary 3 a.m. calls. Who's gonna answer the phone? And who knows, man? Like I say, who knows? But it just, there's too much shit going on, and it doesn't make any fucking sense. And I really don't. I like it. Look, because I know there's gonna be people gonna come back and say, we told you he was. The word innocent has never been used. We've yet to hear the word innocent. Charges dropped does not mean innocent. It just means like, hey, look, we ain't even finna fuck with it for whatever reason here or there. Again, because you've had people who've had cases and charges dropped because of mishandling of evidence, because of, I just saw recently it was a DNA analyst or whatever, you know, she was doing some old shady shit. You've heard stories of, you know, just improper procedure, you know, things like this, a lot of different things that can get charges dropped. And so that's not a presumption of innocence just because the charges were dropped. I mean, you didn't have to deal with the case. So I don't think he's innocent. I really don't. But again, that's just my personal opinion. I'm just listening to the stories that have been told and just listening from what came out of his mouth and his lawyer's mouth. Pause, I guess, on that, right? But I'm just sitting here thinking about it, man, and it doesn't make sense to me. So I cannot believe that he's innocent. Now, if, you know, something else came out to prove that I was wrong or that he was wrong, then okay, cool. But these two Nigerians, just to make up this whole thing, that just doesn't make sense to me, you know. And for some people to say, well, you know, the Chicago Police Department, they're coercing them to say this and say that. That doesn't make sense to me. You know, it's just too much shit going on that I can't buy into. I can't believe. I can't justify. And so to me, like I say, it is what it is. You beat the case. Look, I tell you, you know. Oh man, it's a crazy situation because I'll tell y'all all the time. You know, I don't wish jail on nobody, but I also tell you that there is a reason that certain people are in jail, because there's certain people you don't really see in everyday society because that's where they fucking belong. But this situation here just don't make any fucking sense, man. Just all of a sudden, everything is, because the two things that I'm looking at, like how aggressive the police department was in hitting him with the 16 felony, like made it seem like they had something that they thought was gonna stick. Take this call. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
This is V Darko, and it's afternoon, sir.
You know, it's look, hey, it's always evening to me. Goddamn, see, I got stars and shit in the background. It's evening time. How you doing, Miss V Darko? What would you like to drop on this situation this afternoon?
I was just calling in with my confession.
You got a confession? Hold up.
Oh, wrong day. Sorry.
No, I mean, hey, I'm still gonna listen. Look, we still gonna take. I'm gonna listen. You know, you always got some interesting confessions. So hey, I'm like, what's going on here?
So I think it has something to do with the Nigerians, because they're gonna need them to back up the story. Although they did give some information saying that, you know, it was all his idea. They probably found some other crooked shit that they were doing, because Nigerians are known for scamming people. So if they could tie something else to them, who knows, they may be blackmailing them, telling them don't talk, or, you know, you're not going to be able to stay in this country. Who knows what the deal is, but my opinion is that Jussie is guilty as hell. So I think it's a combination of maybe them finding something on the Nigerians, also him being gay, and, you know, a lot of the gay people are powerful. They're in powerful positions to protect each other as well. So, but that was just my 2 cents.
Okay. Well, it makes sense to me. Your 2 cents makes sense to me, and I mean, look, I'm not surprised by anything these days. But yeah, on Sunday I will be looking forward to another confession. So I'm just gonna go ahead and jot that down in my notebook, because I know you after this last couple you've told us. Look, I know you got some more good ones in the bank. But I appreciate the call, there, Ms. V Darko.
All right, we on for tonight. We 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. We're gonna be in the den at 10 tonight.
All right. See you then. Bye.
I really appreciate it. Shout out to Miss V Darko. Man, and again, if you're just watching, hey man, you new to this, not true to this, man, hey, look, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. We go live every night from 10 to midnight at 10 p.m. Oh man. Oh shit, that no charge to go for it in this. See, I gotta fix my little. Look, I gotta fix the deal. Look at all. That's what I say. But I'm all out of whack. Ever since I done changed everything up, man. Everything is out of fucking whack. I just gotta get a lot of shit in order. So y'all gotta. But appreciate the love, Voodoo. Yeah, we ain't even talked about that. The Mueller report. Yeah, let's see if I can fix this up here. Let's. What are we doing? Okay. So like I say, everything just is generic. The shit getting cut off. Ain't even sitting properly. But appreciate the love. But yeah, man, like I say, every night from 10 p.m. Central to midnight at least. Yeah, like I be trying to get out at midnight. Y'all be holding me hostage and shit. But I mean, again, we're all friends in the den. Shout out to the denizens. Shout out to the friends of the den. Shout out to the degenerates. And shout out to most of all of you, the den folk. And I appreciate all of y'all, you know, on the surprise. Look, just like Jesse had the emergency surprise here, and we had an emergency surprise daytime den stream. You know, it just happened. So it just shit. I mean, it's one of them days. Look, what is today? You know what I'm saying? What is today? 26th? Good grief. It's gonna be an interesting year. The 2019 has been very peculiar. It's only going to get more and more interesting. It's only going to get more and more interesting. It's just, it's wild. And like, I for sure thought that an example was going to be made out of Jesse. Like, I was like, okay, yeah, they're going to make an example out of this man. And, you know, we'll go forward from there. Then, you know, we see what happens with the federal case. But right now, I mean, I don't even know. But here's the thing. Let's talk about the Nigerians. And I know V mentioned about maybe, you know, blackmailing them and that they could possibly have some other shady shit going on, especially if they were talking about they were selling Molly to the dude or whatever else. You know, there's a lot of different shit that's come out. Okay, so we don't know what's what. But I do know if you just listen to his story, the shit just don't make sense. I don't know what's what, right? So my thing is this. What if the Nigerians are shady? What if the Nigerians have been compromised? But can they be charged with because I guess it wouldn't technically be double jeopardy, right? Because they didn't necessarily charge them the first time. They didn't necessarily get immunity from, you know, them sharing all that information. So let's say the cops just say, fuck it, we need to make something happen out of this case. And again, depending on whatever political ties that bind, they may be pressuring the police to try to go, hey, we'll go ahead and arrest those Nigerians so we can make it look like something, you know? So it's a crazy situation, man. I really don't know. I don't know what's what no more. You know, you think you know what's right. You think you know how things are going to go. And I think this shit just came out of left field and just kind of threw everybody for a loop. Because I'm like, yeah, it's just a wrap for him. There's no way. You know, as more and more stuff is coming out. Again, they might have found a leak in the police department. I don't even fucking know. I'm like, what the fuck, Honcho? Why you got so early in the morning? Like, I have not been sleeping. I've been doing too much. But we still gonna go live. We still gonna be live. All right, that's what I do know. But yeah, that's what I would think. But again, like I said, they let them do all that stuff, and then they let them kind of make it. But I wouldn't be surprised, you know, if things come back. Like, this whole case is just fucking. It's just too much shit going on. Like, I don't understand who, what, where, when, or how. And man, it's wild. And I think I saw Prepaid trying to call in earlier. I definitely want to hear his take on that because what's going on with the good sister Jessie, man. But this whole situation, man, is just it's fucking. Again, like, I don't see no privilege but celebrity privilege. There's still time. Look, I need to go rock my tri-ball shirt. I think we're supposed to be having another game coming up soon. I need to see when that is. I'm old, man. But yeah, I got to do better than getting 2-3 hours of sleep at night. That ain't cutting it. But yeah, man, like I say, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on in Chicago. So with this being said, like, I want to know what y'all, different circumstances, I understand, right? Because the public opinion thing is big. But with things being the way it is, would you be surprised if R. Kelly got off? Would you be surprised if R. Kelly got off? I mean, with just the other shenanigans that's just fucking going on in the city of Chicago right now, like, you know, it's just, hey man, hold on, pimp. You know, the 34 is the greatest number in the city. Because I mean, it's just like, nah, I don't think anything's out of the realm of possibility anymore. Like, shit, you know, I think that you had actual, and then the thing too, because you got Avenatti who's handling that case, who's bringing all the charges against R. Kelly and everything, and him having his own dealings to have to handle. It's just a bunch of crazy shit going on. It's going to be a very interesting next couple of months. The Jussie situation, I don't believe it's over. I don't think it's over. I think that there will still be some things that will either come out and keep this story going, or, you know, I think there's still more to it. I think there's still some layers that will get peeled back. I'm pulling up my BTK, man. He gonna be out there talking big shit. You know, he playing the humble role right now. That motherfucker, he look, here's the deal. He can play that, oh, he's a sweet, innocent, he's a nice. That motherfucker like popping off at the mouth. Pause. That's why he popping all that Twitter shit, and then he's popping all that. What's up with this motherfucker in the note cards? You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to know. What's up with this motherfucker in the goddamn note cards? He pulled a fucking note card out at when he did the concert. I just have a couple of notes, some things I want to talk about. And he fucking come with the note card, reading off a bunch of bullshit. And then today saying, I just got a couple of notes here. Like, if you experience this, that's some shit you should be able to memorize, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on. What you talking about, man? I'm Optimus Prime. I'm optimal. I stay in my prime. Prime time, baby. So my thing is, again, do I think he'll get work after? Yeah, Hollywood. You know, Hollywood don't give a shit. They don't give a fuck. Here's my deal. If I just seen that Mel Gibson got a new movie out, and if Mel is against the grain and still getting, I'm not saying Jussie Smollett's anywhere on the level of Mel Gibson. Okay, he ain't got nothing on Melly Gibsons, but Mel was going against the grain of the hierarchy. Jesse's definitely working in tandem with him. They gonna find him some work. They gonna have him on there. Yeah. Oh man, so y'all telling me what was his shit? Like 100,000? What was his? How much was his? Because he was like 100,000, but so he paid $10,000 to the city of Chicago essentially. That shit is craziness, man. That shit is wild. It's the forfeiture of a bond. Like I say, here's the deal. It's politics, man, and this is the dirty game that we play in this country. Politics. And if you're not playing, since you're not trying to win. And that's ultimately what this whole comes down. He's politically connected. And that's probably what he probably knew that shit from the jump, and he wasn't even tripping. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. He probably knew that from the jump. He knew, like I said, he had Kamala in his pocket. He got Corey in his pocket. Both of these motherfuckers have a little bit of power in the sense of they're trying to run for president. Not like either one of them's going to win. I'm telling you the truth. Speaking of that, if y'all didn't think Trump was going to win in 2020 before, you better believe it now, especially after the reporting came out and they ain't got nothing. Man, Trump base is finna be super fired up. They gonna come out ready for war. They gonna be ready for anything. But so yeah, he got power in his pocket, man, and that's the thing. So who knows, man? It's fucked up. You know, I wish I had some of that power in my pocket. Not the same way he got it, but you know, but it is what it is, man. So fuck him. I don't know, but I'm highly upset about I'm not upset. I guess I don't care that bad, but I do care in the sense of expect to see more incidents like this happen. You know what I mean? But I think that the MAGA country shirt is gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot fire. But again, it's just like I say, it's gonna be real interesting to see what happens from this point forward. But there were definitely some strings were pulled. I know the cops can't be too happy about this at all. Especially all the ones who had to work overtime and put in all this work. You know, some people are goal oriented, and that's not the goal that they want to get. You know what I'm saying? Somebody not being charged, moving electoral college, taking away the right to bear arms, constitutional right. Man, it's a whole lot going on, and I don't even know. Like I say, it makes me question a lot of stuff. I'm really concerned. Concerned is my key word. But this is what we gonna do, man. We're gonna get ready to wrap up the early stream because y'all know I'm gonna give y'all some live. We're gonna go live tonight at 10 p.m. Central. Hopefully I'll try to get some more details as to kind of what happened with this whole situation. Turning over their keyboards, getting the Doritos out. Yeah, I was trying to wait because I saw him call in a couple times, so I was trying to, but there was some calls on, so I was trying to wait to see if he was gonna call back because y'all know he gonna drop some heat, some hot fire. But you know, like I say, if not, like I said, we'll talk about it. We'll get into it. We'll definitely have a conversation tonight because y'all know in the den we're gonna talk about it. I had a particular topic in mind, but you know, we might have to talk about something different. This might be the hot fire of the evening. We'll see. Hey man, look, I'm telling y'all, Jay, we're gonna be ready for 10. I just gotta figure out why this fucking camera is tripping. Because this little box, like, look at this shit. Look at this. I ain't even got no fucking shoulder, man. Look at this shit. Y'all know usually I be all over the place. Look at this. Look at this. Terrible shit going on. I can't operate like this. You can't restrict me. I can't operate like this. You know what I'm saying? This shit is just driving me mad. And I've been trying to fuck with this shit. I done made sure I put the right drivers in, everything. Man, this shit has just been tripping. But as far as I can see, everything else seems to be running a bit better. So, I mean, having some of the same hiccups and issues we were having. So, yes, Head and Shoulders, or some people like to say Arm and Hamper. arm and Hamper. I'm done. That lets y'all look at that. I need to get a power nap in before they look at that. Tell y'all I'm operating off of fumes. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Probably so. I don't know. We gonna see what happens. But you know, here's the deal. Like the cops, and they gonna have to be, you know, not saying they have to be in accordance, but you know, they work hand in hand with the judicial system. And so, trust me, they got a lot more cases to bring forth, and so they want to try to keep that relationship working as best they can. So it'll be interesting to see. Man, you know what? While we on that bullshit, I was gonna go to bed, but now I think because in honor of Jussie, I'm gonna go to Subway. I think that's what I'm gonna do, man. I'm hungry, but I don't even think I ate breakfast today. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think I'm gonna go to Subway in honor of Jussie. Go get the Smollett special. But this shit is shenanigans, man. This shit is pure shenanigans. Like, I don't even know. You want to beat the case? Get you some Subway. That shit ain't even work for Jared though. Jared from Subway ain't get that love. That motherfucker was doing some bad shit though. He was foul. But yeah, we'll have a den at 10 tonight, man. And so make sure y'all are there for that. I appreciate everybody who was able to catch, you know, the live early again. Like I say, with no real announcement. Just a bunch of shit. I'm gonna do my complaining later on in the day, and I'm gonna complain about some stuff. But we're gonna have some good conversation. Either if we talk about Jussie or we talk about the originally scheduled programming, we'll see. Broderick, what's the motherfucking deal? The Smollett special foot long. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Look, I'm gonna get the Smollett. You want the 6? Nah, I want the Smollett special, bitch. I need the foot long. You gonna tell me you smoked the whole box. Man, hey, look. I'm gonna see what I can get. I'm gonna go in there and try to work my jelly. Be like, look, man, you know, I know Jussie, I need a free sandwich. Yeah, a little midday den, man. We had to talk about Jussie because, God, that sounds painful. Pay with a personal check. Man, let me tell you, like, them motherfuckers got the gift card system and all that other shit they got going on over there. I went with that one, but a fucking restaurants, these motherfuckers, these youngsters now, they don't even know how to work out. Yeah, I'm talking about y'all youngsters. I know I got to give it. They don't know how to work these systems from, I can only imagine how they would deal with a personal check these days. Motherfuckers got gift cards and because somebody gave a little one a gift card for like a family from wherever they are. They sent her a little gift card for was it Pizza Hut? One of them fucking places. They sent her like 2 or 3 of them, but I think it was at Pizza Hut. Motherfuckers don't even know how to use the shit. It's tell you on the paper, just do this, 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 and this. The instructions are like there on the paper. Well, I don't know how we do this. We've never used it. You know, because it's one of the digital ones or whatever. And so that whole shit. Look, I can only imagine. You give them a personal check. What's this for? What is this? But man, yeah, Jussie got off. Yeah, Jussie got off basically. Pause. Juicy Jussie. Good sister Jussie. So Nigerians are kind of people with Subway gift cards. You get a free Subway gift card for life. The Smollett special. I'm gonna start fucking with y'all, man. Let me get up out of here. But hey, I appreciate y'all joining me for the midday den. I guess for midday dens, I need to fucking have a better background. It's like some old nights. Probably when I'm sleepy, I'm looking at the fucking shit like, yeah, it is kind of fucking, you know, you can stop fucking watching. I clip my fucking throat if I want to. Goddamn, get your bitch ass up out of here. Maybe I don't like the shit. Like, come on, man, get the fuck off. Tell me what the fuck to do. So my thing is, like I said, is we'll be live at 10, you know what I'm saying, as usual, the usual time, then at 10. And we'll be talking about something. I don't know if we're either going to talk about we might talk more about Jussie, or we might talk about the originally planned topic. It just depends. I mean, because we've kind of addressed it here. But I'm sure if y'all want to call in and talk about it, then we'll take some calls on it. We'll definitely talk about the Mueller report and what that means. We can talk about... we talk about the state of politics in this country. You know, I really don't like talking politics too often, but we can talk about some politics tonight because there's a lot of shit that's been going on the last few days, and things are starting to heat up. So, yeah, we'll talk about politics tonight. That might be the conversation for tonight. That might be the conversation, but y'all know I might change it up. Ain't no motherfucking, who knows? But I'm gonna get out here, get something to eat, take a power nap, and yeah, there will be a sauce tonight. I saw somebody ask me if there's going to be a sauce tonight. There will be a sauce sports this evening. And, yeah, I mean, that's that. Oh, there goes Heidi. Heidi, yeah. Y'all want to know what happened? Y'all want to know who pulled the strings behind the scenes to get Jussie free? It was Heidi. Heidi did it. Heidi did it. What? Oh, you got to call in, lady. Listen, what you the local political expert. Fucking, oh, this shit has pissed me off. I gotta fix these fucking camera settings. But again, with that being said, hey, I appreciate all of y'all. Thank y'all for coming through with the midday play. Shout out to 335 for tagging me in that dirty diaper fucking post on Instagram. That was terrible. That was awful. I don't ever want to see no shit like that again. That bitch was looking all kind of lopsided. She thought she was fine too. That's terrible. But y'all ain't got to go home, but let me get that out of here. Y'all got to get the hell up out of here. We out. What's going down? I ain't even do nothing. What you got to give me back for? I don't know what I tagged you. I probably did do something stupid. Who knows? I done forgot.